ITRBoxing. You heard it here first. Pretty cool videos. And I heard they're also in HD. ITRBoxing.com.
It just really gave me time to think about what I want in life, who I want to be, and what I want to do. And what can I say? Like this, I can't sing or dance. This is what I do best. I fight and I love fighting. And I've been looking at success stories from various people, and the people that are most successful in life and they come out on top are the people that never care about the opinions or thinkings of others. The ones who just keep trying and never give up, and keep trying and never give up. And I feel my situation is similar. People have always counted me out. I got signed to a promoter. People still doubted me and counted me out, and here I am holding the WBC Continental Americas title, and here I am in line to fight for a world title. So it's just me voicing out everybody and to just keep pushing further and further. And I feel at the end of the day, I feel I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to look back and be proud of myself that I never gave up, because those are the people that make it in life, are the ones that never give up and just keep pushing forward. The comeback means to me a lot. It means inactivity from having my surgery. It means I'm finally coming back. After surgery, it was like a relapse for me. After my first pro fight, I had the same thing. I had a surgery. I was out for 4 to 5 months. So I was just going through some moments, but the one thing I did different than any other fighter was 2 weeks after my surgery, I was in the gym, cycling in the gym, shadow boxing with one hand, and just staying in the gym and staying focused. I took it day by day, and then here I am. I'm able to use my hand. Everything's looking good. I've already started sparring, and I'm just looking forward to really come back in February and put my name on the map again in the boxing world.
Most people who would have been in his shoes would have just stayed at home or would have just sat on the couch and just be like, I can't do nothing, And for him to still step in here and do what he can do, it's crazy, And that's another big thing to look at. Even though he's limited, he comes in here and does what he can do. When a lot of people would have just said, you know what, I'm hurt, I'm just gonna stay home, I'm just gonna relax. He never took a break, because when you take breaks, it's tough to get back. Because your timing gets off, all that. So for him to stay in the gym, it's great to look up to that.
As soon as I was able to get back in the gym and start at least cycling or doing something, I was back in here working on whatever I could. And just, I'm excited to come back. I'm excited to finally, do what I love and just be back in the ring. I feel like a part of me is missing in the ring because I haven't fought in so long. So I'm just really eager, really anxious, and really motivated and driven. My injury, it was a severe injury. My injury was actually I had a ruptured bicep, so I couldn't even extend my arm fully all the way out. So it was just a process week to week as far as extending my arm all the way out to getting it to straighten out, getting it to throw punches. So it's been in a way very frustrating, but I've had to be patient with it because, like I said earlier, I was in a prior injury off of surgery, and I know that patience is key. So it was just being patient, and I was in the gym just working with one hand and just giving my other hand time, but it's been a process, I think, of patience more than anything, because as a fighter you get desperate, you want to throw your hand, you want to use your hand, you want to start sparring, but you know that you got to be patient, because if it doesn't recover 100%, you're not going to be 100%. So I'm just glad that my rehab went well. Doctor says I'm cleared for February. I'm finally there, finally ready to go.
For the past 2 years, Andy's good motivation, because he's very hungry, and every time he steps in the gym, like, he trains hard, like, we don't take no easy days, so every time we step in the gym, make sure to go 110%, so he's good motivation, especially a trainer right next to him, when I feel tired or he feels tired, we push each other. So training with him has been one of my most biggest motivations.
I'm actually fighting a Russian fighter who's 14 wins, 5 losses, never been stopped. This is a guy that's from Russia but trains, spars out of Robert Garcia's, I believe, and trains out of ITRBoxing. A come forward fighter. His name's Dardan Zananja, I believe. Never been stopped, never been, he's a come forward fighter. He's always in your face. So this is extra motivating for me, coming back to a tough 8-round fight that I'm scheduled for. And I just got to get in the best shape possible in my life to be ready to do what I do best. But I'm super motivated, super driven, and I just can't wait to get under those lights to just showcase my skills again. I get messages from people every day just looking forward to my comeback. So this is big for me. This is huge. It might not be big for other people, but to myself, it's bigger to myself than a lot of other people.
Well, in this camp, he's fighting a right-handed guy, so that already makes it different. The last two opponents were left-handed, and I could do both, so which is why they invited me. The opponent he has now, he can also go southpaw once in a while, so I'm able to do both. So this time it's different because now he's fighting a righty, but a come forward guy. You know, I can box, but I can come forward. For most of the time, I'm the one coming forward, so that's why they invited me, and that's what's different. That it's more about the pressure that I have to put on him as a right-handed, and not turn southpaw as much. Well, I mean, this is what, like the third time that I'm invited for his camp, and that's exactly what I do. I watch his opponent, I study the film, try to emulate the guy as much as possible. That teaches me something different too. I see what the opponent is doing, and sometimes it's not my style, but I try to do it, and that teaches me something different. Like, oh, okay, that's why he did this. Okay, cool. I see how it's working, and if it doesn't work, I also learn something from it. So definitely, yes, I see his hunger, and it motivates me too. So I mean, the start of my career hasn't been good, you know, in paper. So to be able to come in and give him good work, quality work, it motivates me. It makes me feel like, you know, not only am I being a big part of his camp, but I'm also learning something, and you know, I really appreciate it.
He's a good person to look up to, you know, because he started from nothing, like just how basically what I'm doing. You know, I was big in the amateurs, but you know, professional boxing is completely different. You know, you need to have the right people behind you, and you know, Andy coming up is exactly how I'm coming up. You fight for everything you got, you know, and you gotta fight for a name for yourself. So he's a good idol to look up to in the professionals.
Nothing's gonna be thrown at you harder than life. We go through so many things, from financial problems to family problems to problems outside in the real world, and you're having to handle all that while training in the gym. I feel what's different for me is training here back home is I train amongst distractions. So whether it's problems, whether it's financial problems, I'm having to get by and train day after day amongst distractions and voice out those distractions to keep training and pushing further. And I think that's what's different from me than a lot of other people, is I'm able to do that. I'm able to train amongst distractions and just focus in and keep moving forward.